What is up, fellow movie aficionados? Today, in Cody's movie Cave, well, we're not in the cave, we're upstairs this morning, but I digress. Today, we are discussing a little film about a little known guy called Elvis. I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, a movie came out this summer actually, a couple months ago. Look, I'll be the first to say this is not one that I would go see on my own choosing. Not in my wheelhouse at all. Biopic, music, that type of situation. Nor am I, look, don't have anything against Elvis. He's a great, singer, great dude, but just wasn't a real big fan of Elvis. That being said, my wife, oh, Elvis super nut, okay? And so that's how I got to go see it. I got drugged to go see it, more or less, reluctantly. But with that said, once I got in the theater, once I sat down in the dark and the movie came on and everything changed. This movie was fantastic. I will go ahead and say, yes, I will eat crow and say this movie was good. Really good. Like I said, I wasn't a Elvis fan. You don't really have to be to watch this movie. The guy that plays Elvis, first of all, I hadn't seen him in anything else other than this, so to me, he was unknown. Great choice in Warner Brothers and the director for picking an unknown because this dude shines. I mean, down to his mannerisms, to his walk, to his, swagger, to his singing abilities because he is singing these songs. The guy nailed it. I mean, really did a great job. You got Tom Hanks kind of playing against type here as I guess you could call him the villain of the story, playing the Colonel, Elvis's manager that kind of steered him the way he went, manipulated, I guess you could even say. So yeah, Tom Hanks giving a performance that we're really not used to seeing as the bad guy, and he does it good, believe it or not. Yeah, Tom Hanks, the likable guy from Forrest Gump and everything else that he's been a decent dude in, playing a scumbag pretty much, and he does it good. The music is great because you got all of Elvis's catalog that they pretty much try to get into this movie, fit into it, but also the score and some of the modern type themes of the score and the music is really good too. It works. Here's what I'm going to tell you why I like it. This movie is a biopic and it's a drama. It's meant to be kind of dull, I suppose, but it's not. It's directed by the guy that directed Moulin Rouge and The Great Gatsby and remake and all those. So it's very flashy. And it pops, it's almost like a fever dream in that way, that it's this wild sort of ride. And it plays out, as everybody knows, look, I'm a superhero fan, comic book hero fan, and this movie sort of plays out like a comic book type film, believe it or not, kind of like an origin story. I even read a recent article where Austin Butler, the guy that plays Elvis, Tom Hanks, and the director, Baz Luhrmann, whatever, I won't even try to butcher the man's last name, but they sort of talk and say that how this does sort of play out, they kind of wanted it to play out like a superhero film, like an origin, because let's face it, Elvis was this larger-than-life, huge character who basically was a superhero in his own right. I mean, he was flawed, definitely, but he was this legend, so it really kind of plays out that way. Plus, with the flash and, the director sort of his trademark type style, Works really good. It's a cool movie, cool visuals, believe it or not, and works. It really does. A little fun unknown fact is that Elvis himself was a comic book fan. He was a fan to, I'm trying to think, Captain Marvel Jr. That was his comic book. And they bring that into the story as well. You know, he talks about Captain Marvel Jr. So yeah, good movie. And it takes you from his childhood and all the way to his untimely demise. So yeah, you get to see the him being discovered, him being in the army, of how he had to go into the army. Shows his movie career, of how they sort of put him in all these movies that really weren't that good. But anyway, neither here nor there. His time in Vegas, you realize why he spent so much time there. And I won't kind of divulge into that whole story. You just watch it for yourself. But yeah, the movie works really good. I'm a fan. I mean, I hate to admit it, but I am definitely a fan. The wife, her being an Elvis super fan, gives it high praise. She knows a lot about Elvis. She loved it. It was probably her movie of the summer, really. She liked it. So if she liked it and you're an Elvis super fan, then that should kind of give you a little bit of okay, well, I'll take her word for it type situation. And if you're, like I said, if you're not an Elvis fan, like myself, you can still go into the movie and enjoy it because it is a good movie. It's PG-13, so here's the thing. It's PG-13, but there is some crude kind of moments. I mean, it's Elvis. He lived a rock star, rock and roll life. Drugs, alcohol, there's language, a little bit coarse language here and there. And a few scenes here and there with a little bit, Elvis getting, a little risque type situations. Because again, he was Elvis. So, but yeah, check it out. It's streaming on HBO Max right now. You can buy it on digital on the big platforms like Vudu, Amazon, Apple. Still playing, I think, in some theaters with some limited show times. Or you can do what we did and go out and buy your own copy. That's right. Look, flashy. There he is, Elvis. Check it out. Give it 2 thumbs up. This has always been my humble opinion. You know what I say about opinions, folks? They're like butts. Everybody's got one. Some of them stink.